Surrounded by. I am surrounded by.
I'm often surrounded by.
The entire system is surrounded by
Freaking idiots.
Surrounded by them.
idiots.
Welcome to the SBI podcast. Today's guest is a rising star in film and television. You know him for his roles on BMF, Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, and Burning Sands. He's also starring in Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan's highly anticipated film Sinners. Please welcome my brother, Christian Robinson.
Hey! What the deal, brother? What the deal?
What's good, man?
All is well, man.
Man, it was cool. We started talking when you came in, but I was like, we never actually got a chance to chop it up. I've always seen you out. I've always known your work. By the way, always knew your work.
Thank you, man.
Funny enough, I'll get into this, but I was on the list to do Burning Sands.
Really?
Yes.
Which
It's crazy
role?
because I would have worked with you and Mitchell.
That's gang.
Yeah, but I can't remember. I think it was what was it? It was the more timid kid.
Square?
I think it was Square.
Dope.
Yeah,
My boy
and-
Deron did that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not cutting my hair. It was one. It was one of those. It was like they were like, yeah, you go to Virginia, and at the time I had a dog too,
You'd
and
have to go bald. I would have probably been the one shaving your head. I forget whose head I shaved. Maybe I don't remember, but I shaved somebody's head.
that would have been crazy.
I shaved somebody's head.
Bro, but see, that's the other part. I've never been bald, bro. Like
Me either.
even when I was younger, like my parents never had me at a 1 or none of that shit. I
Yeah.
always had like the matter of fact that. I had like the 3
with the cool
with the
part.
part and
Flashy.
I never
Flashy.
really did straight.
Right,
so
right,
I
right.
was like,
I never did bald either.
I might look crazy.
I get a dark season, never the light season.
the dark season.
Yeah, we did the dark season.
So you grew up in New York, right?
Brooklyn, born and raised.
Brooklyn, okay.
Yeah.
And so you've done all this work. I looked at your IMDb starts in 2014, 15?
That's web series, short films, independent films. When I was figuring it all out, I didn't
Right.
quite get my groove yet. I didn't find my path to how to get to where I wanted to be yet. But I had moved to Atlanta January 1st, 2014 on Faith.
Wow.
I knew 2 people out there. One of them was kind of in the industry, but not really yet. And one of them was a barber, not in the industry at all. I didn't know people out there at all. And that was pure faith. God told me to go, and I went.
Damn. That's okay. So let's take it back then. So even in New York, where did the love for acting or film or what was the start there? Are your parents in the industry?
Honest to God truth, no, nobody. No, seriously, I was in Brooklyn, Brownsville to be exact.
Mhm.
I had no desire to be an actor. It was not on my mind in any capacity at all.
Wow.
Acting wasn't. And around when I was about 16 years old, my mother said, we're moving out of here. We're not staying in Brooklyn. We left and we went to a place about 2 hours outside of New York. And I was growing up, I was figuring life out, and I was, into some things.
Yeah,
And,
I was just about to say, who was Christian before he started acting?
I don't know. I think we might have to wait for the biopic to get that story.
Oh.
No, but
Which I know he's already probably writing. This man over here. Produced by me, written by me.
It's coming.
I'm ready.
So I had a decision to make in life, like what I was gonna do, and I was trying to become successful, like we all are.
Right.
That's all we ever want,
Yeah.
success, man. And I had spoke to the most successful person I knew at the time. It was my best friend's aunt,
Okay.
and she's not in entertainment at all. She's in corporate America.
Okay, right.
And I said, how do you become successful? And she said, people look at success like it's this impossible feat. Like, it's so hard. It'll never. And she said, the reality is all you have to do to be successful is look up someone you admire, find out exactly what they did,
Right.
do exactly what they did, and then you'll become successful. And if not, you'll get damn close. But what I discovered was when you can start out on their path from following the things they did, but what will organically happen is the doors meant for you will open.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So to answer your initial question, I asked her that, and she said, well, what do you want to do? I was in church, and a wonderful woman by the name of Miss Val, she asked me to be in a play.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, no.
I don't want to do this shit.
No, I have no desire to be in your play. Are you crazy? What? Well, for what? No. And I thank God for that woman.
Of course.
Because I feel like she had an angel whispering in her ear, because every time she saw me, she would ask me if she wouldn't. She don't care how many times I said no. She kept asking me.
Right.
And I said, okay, fine, I'll do it.
Right.
And I did it, and I fell in love.
Wow. What was the play called?
It was the remake of The Wizard of Oz. But she didn't have the rights to The Wizard of Oz, so she called it The Wuz instead of The Wiz.
I love it.
So she called it The Wuz instead of The Wiz, and I did a play, and I was like, oh my God, what is this? I just started feeling feelings I never felt before, joy and happiness, and like almost like I found my purpose, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. Tie it back to me having a conversation with my best friend's aunt. She said, and you know, to sprinkle on top of what she just told me of find someone's path, she said, if you do something you love, you'll never work another day in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, I just got introduced to this acting thing. That was fun. I felt like I love it. I had a great time. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me start looking up some actors.
Right.
Looking up people, looking up. And the internet then isn't what the internet is today.
Now.
Right? So
You was on Yahoo and
I was
shit.
on Yahoo, Google.
Ask Jeeves.
All of that. Right? Facts, though. The actor I landed on, the story I found is the clearest was Lance Gross's story.
Oh, wow.
Yes, indeed. And I found out that Lance Gross studied at Tasha Smith's Actors Workshop.
That I did know.
So when I saw that, I said, okay, he left me some breadcrumbs. Right? Lance Gross went to Tasha Smith's Actors Workshop. Lance Gross is successful. Maybe if I go to Tasha Smith's Actors Workshop, I'll be successful. Right. Let me look up Tasha Smith Actor Workshop. I looked it up. She was having a class in about 2 weeks. Oh, God. I said...
And this is in New York?
In New York.
Wow.
In New York. So... I look up her workshop. I said, damn, Tasha Smith, this is expensive. But it was worth it.
Oh, I believe it.
It was so, and I'd pay it again and again and again and again and again. And it was so worth it. So I paid for the class. I went to the class. I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in the crowd. And I was sitting next to a wonderful young lady. Her name is Miss Mikey. She was one of the previous hosts of 106 in Park. Right?
Oh, okay.
And she was like, hey. I was like, hey. She was like, so what monologue do you have? I said, huh? Oh.
I just pulled up.
I didn't know. We had to have a monologue. I know what a monologue is, but I didn't know we had to have one prepared.
And I know I don't got one.
I did not have one. So I said, okay. I went on Google. Again, back to the internet. That wasn't what it is today. Yeah. And I've wound up finding Ferris Bueller's Day Off monologue. And I memorized it on the spot.
Because you knew the movie. And
I knew the movie. Yes, fair enough.
So,
I knew the
I'm
movie.
Just getting that also, what made you pick that? Maybe that's my question.
Probably, that's the first time someone has ever asked me that. It had to have been familiarity because I didn't.
That's a random movie to pick.
I'm just looking through monologues. And I was like, all right, Ferris Bueller. And it maybe something familiar registered in my brain. And I said, okay. I picked it. I looked at it. I memorized it. And because the crowd was so thick in the workshop, so I remember everybody didn't get a chance to go, but I felt like she was going to pick me.
Right.
And she did. Mm-hmm. She said, you, come perform. So, okay. And I went up there and I winged it with faith and passion. Right. And I feel I did amazing, and she clearly did too, right? She was smiling and laughing and clapping. And I remember I came to the end of the monologue and she was like, keep going. I was like, it's no more words. She was like, keep going.
Right.
And now I'm improving before I even really knew what improv was.
That's a genius way to do it too.
And I was just being my true self. Important. She's like, all right, stop. I kept going. And I don't know if it was her assistant or her partner or whoever at the time, tapped me on the shoulder and said, you need to move to Atlanta. This is summer 2013.
Wow.
She said, you need to move to Atlanta. We're in the middle of New York. She said, you need to move to Atlanta. I said,
you said we in the middle of New York.
Why do I have to move to Atlanta? She said, you don't look like, act like, sound like anyone out there. You'll stand out.
Facts.
You'll run laps out there. Go. I said,
and this is why this is why I charge so much for this, because I got the eye, nigga. Literally, like, because I would have never thought that. That's all facts.
bro. And I prayed. I didn't just go, but I definitely thought, and I prayed about it. And then I just felt like God just kept telling me. And he kept showing me. And he kept telling me. And he kept showing me. And I was like, okay, I'll go. And here's another tidbit. When I was preparing to leave and I was flying back and forth to Atlanta looking for apartments, when I was 17, I took a civil service exam to become a New York City sanitation worker.
Okay.
And if you know anything about New York, for all your listeners from New York, that's like a coveted job in New York.
I can believe it, because it's a union.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
People would kill to have that,
Fact.
right?
And then it's one of those city jobs, so it's kind of like once you're in, you're
in 20 years you retire with half your salary. That's like a
I
thing,
know.
right?
It's like the long. I'm sorry, not to
no,
joke,
please.
But it's like the longshoremen out here. The guys who work on the docks and all that kind of stuff. It's the same kind of thing. It's
They love it.
They make over $100K a year.
Fact.
You know what I mean?
Fact.
And that's coming in regardless. You got your benefits. You got
everything.
It's
you
like that
a king.
solid consistency, which you don't get much of this business.
It's a grind, man.
That's why I'm so happy about it. You're like, I took my license. Like, oh, you did that? That's a great job.
Yeah.
this fucking industry, bro. So wait, 185 consistently?
Consistently. That's a good.
Sound pretty damn good.
Yeah. So that's mad funny. Yeah. No. So I get there, and I'll never forget. And then they called me. I was preparing to leave. I found the apartment. It was like October, and I was planning to leave in January, and I had it all set up, and I was preparing to leave, and New York City called me. I took the test when I was 17. They called me when I was 23. 6 years later, bro.
No way! Right
when I was about to leave.
Oh boy!
And I just felt like I heard God saying, "You gonna trust me, or you gonna trust that?"
Oh boy! I know there's a lot of people in your life at that time who said,
my family thought I was crazy.
You're a madman.
Everybody thought I was crazy. I myself at times said, woo, child, did I do the right woo.
Imagine God was up there like, no, damn it, this is me.
Bro.
Imagine.
Bro.
But thank God I know the end of the story, and no, it wasn't. But Jesus Christ.
But in that time, that's what faith is. Facts. I had no idea if I was going to make it or not, but I looked at it from my perspective. I was like, at the time, no wife, no children, you got responsibilities, but they're not ironclad.
This is the time to jump out the window.
This is the time. If no other time, right now is the time.
Facts.
You know, like since I was a child, I've always had these visions of being immensely successful. And I'm like, sanitation would get me comfortable, but would it get me immensely successful?
Unless you do it like Tony Soprano. No, it won't. No, it won't.
Right?
It won't.
So for me, it was I wouldn't say it was a no-brainer. I definitely thought about it, but I decided to trust God and took a leap of faith and went to Atlanta, and God did the rest.
That's amazing, bro.
Man.
So what was your first gig once you got out to Atlanta?
What
was that like? So I mean, it was a little bit cheaper. So that had to be nice. So I'm just looking at prior to working, the things you had to be positive about. So it's cheaper. That's cool. Did you know anybody out there?
I knew 2 people out there.
Okay.
And then I organically formed my community and relationships. I got a little job at a bank. Okay. Actually, no, I was working at a bank and I transferred. So it was like I had a situation.
Okay,
I had a situation out there. And I was like, okay, it's the first thing to do. I have no idea what to do. And I just started taking acting classes.
Right.
I started taking acting classes. And that's friends come from there, community comes from there, friends come from work, community comes from work.
And we're like-minded. We got a common goal.
100%.
So we can all, those are the people you want to be around.
Exactly. And I'm in these spaces and I'm like, I know where I want to go. And that's all that was on my mind.
Right.
And I was like blind faith, purely figuring it out. And that's what I did. I went out there and I straight winged it and let God do the rest. And the first role, there used to be this website called Love to Act in Atlanta. There was that. I would join Facebook groups for acting. Actors Access was introduced to me backstage, all of these things, and I'm just winging it, just purely like, all right, short films, web series, student films, anything I could get my hands on. And I built that up, and then I was like, I started understanding, like, oh, you need an agent. Well, what's an agent?
Right.
I'm in my 20s figuring this out. 23, 24. I'm like, okay, an agent. I need an agent.
Had you figured out SAG yet? Or was
that was SAG?
Fuck is that?
No, I had no idea what that was. Not at that time. And I needed an agent, and there was this guy who kept getting spoken about as I started attending classes and workshops. Alexander White. I just kept hearing his name, Alexander White. And it was like, he's like the Ari Gold of Atlanta. He hates being called that guy. But I just kept hearing him. I was like, I have to find this Alexander White. And it was
this is my mission.
Right. And it was like no pictures of him on the internet at that time. I had no idea who he was. And I swear to you, I did a workshop with him and to get in front of him, to perform for him for the first time. And I had no idea I never saw him before. But when I saw him walk in the building, I knew exactly who he was. I said, that's Alexander White. And I got an agent November 2014.
Wow.
And I did not book shit for like a whole year.
That's how it be.
I didn't book anything for a year. I was like, he's gonna drop me.
Right.
You didn't book anything for a year, bro. It's not working. Peace out.
Right.
He never dropped me. I booked a one-liner on a TV One film.
Okay.
Called The Mickey Howard Story.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Love Under New Management, starring Tiana Paris.
Wow.
I was like some record producer from her past or something like that.
Okay.
I don't even remember. It was like 2 lines. I got cut to a smile. I got reduced to a smile.
Oh,
I look like a glorified extra in that film. But if anyone watches it, you'll see me. And
I love it though.
This is all facts, right? So then it's like, okay. And then I came really close to booking the Tupac movie, and I didn't get it.
Okay.
And then,
very quickly, on those first 2 that you mentioned, being so like green into the industry, what do you feel like you learned on those sets, or what was something on either of those sets that you saw and you was like, oh shit, okay, I guess this go like this?
Well, for one, it was the set. For the second one, it was all audition rooms because I didn't land the Tupac movie. I almost landed it.
Right.
So for the Mickey Howard Story, I felt like a fish out of water. I'd never been on a real movie set before. It was all short films and web series, which is your homies with Canon cameras, tripods, and
running gunning
gimbals, and a light from Home Depot.
No C-stands, a nigga just holding
nothing.
it.
We winging it. We try like, we doing this little web series or whatever, just went, bro,
I know.
out there. And it was but it was all necessary.
Right.
Because I had to understand, and from being honest with you, I was so nervous when I did the Mickey Howard Story because I was like, oh, I got it. I made it to the, oh God, I made it to the, what's my line? 2 lines. Couldn't remember. I'm like, what's my line?
Good to see you.
No, for real. There's a
see
fact.
You later.
There's a
Shit.
fact. And it's these big cameras in your face, and you like, and it's we're gonna, and I'm like,
final touches. You're like,
and then Lisa Ray walking right in front, like, that's Lisa Ray. Oh God, that's Lisa Ray. Woo, that's Lisa Ray. Hi, Lisa Ray. No, am I supposed to talk to her? I don't know if I'm supposed to talk to her. Am I allowed to talk to people? Hi. And my boy Cliff, that's my dog. He was right next to me. He was calm. He was like, what's up? You're not nervous? You're not nervous? Oh, good.
First time.
Okay.
That's amazing.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. This is fact. But now that's when I'm on set, and that's probably why I got reduced to a smile, because the performance probably wasn't all that great.
It wasn't quite where it needed to be.
It was,
I will say this though.
That's so funny. What's up?
I'm sure I'm sure you did well enough. I'm sure it was just a movie thing.
Probably.
It's TV1.
Probably.
I'm sure
I don't
there's
know.
somebody
I don't know.
who's come on that bitch
I don't want
to
no
do it.
smoke. I don't want no smoke. You know who?
Bro,
I don't want
listen,
no smoke.
I always say, I'm
Hey,
like,
TV1.
if you got a bag for me, I'll be there.
So that is so funny. But it was also the first time I'm on set, and it's like, yo, they treat you like royalty.
All right, yeah.
You don't, like, I was like, let's say the set was the end of the block and the trailers was where we are right here. So like, all right, well, they're ready for you. All right. I go and I start walking. Mr. Robinson, where you going? Walking the set. No, we got a golf cart here for
Hop
you.
on in.
But it's right there. We know. Oh, I can get used to this. Hop in the golf cart. Oh, this food.
Can I get a Coke? Oh, yeah, we got you. We'll run the crafty.
Have a PA, tell the PA what you want. I
Crazy.
said, well, y'all don't, I'll move in this motherfucker.
That sound like my kind of party.
Yo, but no, so that's what I learned. And then I had really, really big jitters on that first project. Right. The Tupac film experience was an interesting one because I went in for a role, I killed it. I got a call back. They said, yeah, that role was cut. I said,
Oh, wow.
well, why am I here? This callback, right? And I was like, yeah, sorry. It was cut. I'm like, so I did it good. No, actually, let me take it back. It was really cool. I came in there and it was like they wanted you to write an original rap and then perform a scene, right?
Wow.
And
I'm not gonna lie, I hate those auditions.
why? Tell me why.
How many original raps do you fucking think you can watch all day before you start tuning them out?
As a casting director?
As a casting director, and let's also be real, you think everybody's coming with a good one?
That's a fact.
So now it just turns into like, at least let me rap something you know.
Okay, that's fair.
You know what I
too.
mean? Like, at least let me come in there, rap, can't tell me nothing or some shit that you can kind of be like, oh, okay, he got good delivery.
He got good, nice cadence.
Yeah,
You know?
what is the standard for this?
Wing it. Or let's see what you can bring. Because I was hearing rumors that the casting director doesn't look up when you come in the room. And it's in there. And I was like, bet money I'll make that casting director look up. I go in there. How you doing? Station name, Christian. Casting director didn't look up. I said, oh.
What you on?
All right, okay, all right, okay. Didn't look up at all. I said, oh, this is real. I start doing my thing. Casting director looked up. Fact. Then I got the call back. This role's been cut.
Great.
Have a good day. I don't know what to do here. I'm just gonna go home.
Right.
Again, the elevator. They come running out the room. Stop the elevator. Do you know any Biggie? Right there in my mind, in my head, it clicked. I said, are y'all considering me for the role of Biggie Smalls? And I'm walking back into the room. And it was like, yo, we was just thinking, yo, do you know any Biggie? I said, do I know any Biggie? I don't. I got 7 Mac 11s, about 8 38s, 99s, 10 Mac 10s. This shit's never end. You can't touch my riches. I went off. Room went crazy. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
I'm from Brooklyn. I know any Biggie.
I got another call back.
Wow.
I get in that call back. The whole energy. It's complete opposite. I'm like, when I did the Biggie before, y'all was
rocking with me.
Everybody in the room like,
really?
Come to find out, they booked the original Biggie from the Notorious movie as the Biggie for, and I was like,
okay. So why am I here?
But that was me. I'm so grateful for those moments because those moments were teaching me about the game I was playing.
Right, and you didn't know this.
I had no idea.
Right.
This
good
is
point.
I've had plenty of auditions in between this, but this is like now I'm getting higher. I'm getting callbacks now. I'm understanding this process a whole lot more now. And I'm like, okay, all right, okay. This is how this goes.
See, this is where my patience has worn thin.
That's fair. You've been playing the game for a long time.
Man, a long time.
Right.
28 years or 29, something like that.
That's something to salute.
No, it's cool. But it's like, man, you see, at a point, it's how many times am I going to rap for you in an audition? I always make this joke, but it's like, what's his name? Why am I drawing a fucking blank right now? God damn it, he made The Butler. Yeah.
Forrest Whitaker?
No, Lee Daniels.
Oh, Lee Daniels.
Yeah, he's eaten chicken through my auditions before and done the not really look up thing.
Hold on 1 second. I don't want no smoke, Lee Daniels.
No. These are my words.
I want no smoke.
His word, not
Hey,
his
Lee.
words, my words.
Sup? Please continue.
No, listen, man. Listen, listen. I'd like to know Oprah one day too. But here's, I would. But yeah, I've seen so many of just the bullshit of the game.
It is a lot of bullshit.
And how people maneuver it, and how they maneuver it in such a way that's kind of what I love about. I hate and love about where the industry is going, because I feel like it's making a lot of people who were just cogs in the wheel of this industry appreciate what they had more so. Like, as actors, we've always appreciated the opportunities. We've always appreciated them because we must.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's only so many jobs, buddy, but, you go on these sets, though. There's a whole lot of jobs in the industry. But for us, there's only so many. And then you see, over the course of the years, how so many people play that and use that to their advantage because they know you need this shit. I have a job. They're going to cast something else after this, and I'm going to have but you need this shit. Same when they're negotiating your contract. You need this shit. And that's where the jadedness starts to come in, because it's kind of like, which is why what I was going to say out there, I'm so proud of you for also building your own thing.
Thank you.
Having the path, the path and doing all these kind of things, because bro, we're coming into an era of, as we were in 2015, 16 in your story, but I know you've seen how the industry has changed from 2016. Immensely. And I moved here in 2009.
Oh, wow.
And so I remember when I kind of saw the wrap up of what
was
old Hollywood was.
I caught the tail end of it.
Yeah, right.
Because I moved to LA 2017.
Right, so you
I
really...
caught the last
Hoorah.
few years of in-persons from 2017 to the end of 2019.
Yep.
I caught a good 2 years of this is what in-person auditions feel like.
Yeah.
That's a
And that's a whole other and that's what I mean. And that's a whole other game / mind game. It's just funny though,
seeing
because
how Hollywood worked around that time.
Yeah. And it's cool though, because now we also see, I think, all these different things is, everything from influencers and fucking how, social media has changed the game.
I'm being honest with you, I love this new landscape.
So do I. Because
we have devices and we have the internet and we have platforms, and it's like now, as Nipsey said on That's How I Knew off the Mailbox Money album, it's as big as you want to make it, as far as you want to take it.
Exactly.
You are empowered with this technology to do anything you want now.
Yeah.
Down to
how far do you want to go?
How far do you want to go? Like, are you asking? Like, I want to go to the top.
Oh, I know you.
No, I'm saying like it's the because even if you look at the new Bel Air that's out, that was a Morgan Cooper's brilliant idea. Let me create my vision of a dramatic version of the Fresh Prince, a show I love and the world loves. And then it catches the eye of the Will Smith and gets greenlit into a whole TV series that's going to go for 4 seasons on Peacock. And then, so it makes you look, it's like you really don't have any excuse, people.
Oh, no excuse. And what I was saying, it gives the creative a little bit more leverage. I always say this to people, and I use Issa Rae as an example.
Oh,
I'm
we
like,
love Issa.
we know
Hey,
how.
Issa.
Yeah.
How you doing?
What's up?
We love Issa.
When you look at think of all the actors you know, and it's funny because it's another thing I always get mad at actors. They generally don't want to do the things that you're doing or that I'm doing. They don't want to go create their own thing. Right.
It's a mindset.
It's a mindset. Exactly. So they just rather wait for it to be passed down. Issa didn't do that. Issa made a YouTube series, which we know most actors to be like, I don't want to make nothing on YouTube. I got to go to insert huge network here.
Go ahead. Finish. I want you to finish your statement before I jump in.
She showed a proof of concept. This shit works. So now when you come to me and I have the opportunity to go to HBO or any of these places, I have a lot more control over what I'm doing. I have a lot more control over not only creative control, but also my contract is going to be a little less, you need this. Because it's like, no, I'm coming with, I'm doing what people like.
100%.
You can't figure out what people like.
Fair.
So you give me money. And that's a way better position to be in than...
You have leverage.
Yes.
That's business, right?
Yes.
Now, because you do have to protect your name.
Yes.
You do have to protect who you are and all you've built. So you I won't say you can't, but you do have to really think hard about the decisions you make once you get to a certain level.
100%.
And it's like, I wouldn't fathom Robert De Niro starting a YouTube series. He could, and the world would watch it. Right? And if he felt like it, Al Pacino, Ben Stiller, like they all could, like that. Right?
100%.
But when you do get to a certain level, you get placed in this real gray area of, do I want to, or do I? Now the waiting part, there's an art to waiting because I just watched, if you notice, I love God, right? So I just watched this sermon with Sarah Jakes Roberts, and she said, we're so used to running that we can't fathom what God can do in stillness. Right? And that's something I'm working on myself because it's hustling is just in my bones. I can't help it. I like, people are like, what you want to do for fun? I want to build a company. I enjoy it. It's fun to me. I like figuring things out.
Right. It's a puzzle.
It's so fun.
And I agree.
And let's figure out how to monetize it and build it and have this and have that.
Or at least have the discussion about, man, hey, you seen this? How are they doing this? Man, I figured they're building it like that. That's all my conversations. That's every conversation.
And then we have AI. Like, what are we...
What are we doing?
Right. We can do anything we want now.
Right.
And for me, I'm like, look, okay, I believe that what God has for me is for me, and no one can take it from me.
That is what she tells me every day.
Can't take it if it's mine. If the big homie sent it, right? So I'm like, I have and in regard to P.A.T.H.S, and we be here for hours. By the way, I'm chilling. We might as well order some DoorDash, brother.
DoorDash Poppy in the building.
DoorDash Poppy in the build. I need an endorsement, DoorDash, while y'all playing. Much money as I spend with y'all.
DoorDash, P.A.T.H.S, surrounded by idiots?
P.A.T.H.S, DoorDash. Yo, we can figure it out. We get our teams on it. You know what I mean?
I'll have my people call your people.
Fact. I think we got the same people, too.
Which people?
CESD?
Ah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You might as well say your disclaimer right now. Hey!
I love y'all.
Oh, yeah, they're doing great for you.
I actually really, 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 really love y'all. Yep.
Yeah.
We just gonna switch the. So we P.A.T.H.S is something God told me to do.
Right.
While I was sitting in Atlanta in 2015, he told me start a nonprofit organization that helps people figure out how to get into the industry. Mind you, at this time, I had no idea what I was doing.
Right.
And perhaps that was some of the fuel to, because I was asking people for help and I couldn't really get any, or people didn't know what they were talking about or whatever, what have you. And it's like, I heard him clear as day. And I was like, okay, I'll do it, but how?
Mm-hmm. Like, what's step one?
I didn't hear anything. Hello. Told me to do something. How? Nothing. Silence. If you look at my career, Burning Sands, Tales, Purge, Mickey Howard's Story, Saints and Sinners, something else. I did something else. I don't remember. Oh, how
BMF.
could I forget? No. When Love Kills, Tasha Smith's directorial debut.
Oh,
Look at God,
wow.
right?
Talk about full circle. That's amazing.
Right? So I was going like this. I'm on fire. I'm going up and up and up. I moved to LA. 2017. Going up. Quiet.
Yeah.
After I think the Purge was like my last joint I booked for a while.
Because that was 2018.
It came out 2018. We filmed it 2017.
I had a song in there.
Which song?
Which one which?
Dope.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
That's my... I love Gerard. That's my bro.
Yeah.
So we get there, Ephraim 2, the homies, everybody, that whole team.
That was a great.
I love them.
That was one of
them
the best purges that they put out.
It was the best.
It was
highest grossing film in the franchise. Over 100 million worldwide.
Talk your shit, son.
So look. But it got quiet.
Right.
It was quiet. I was like, I don't understand this. I was just another lesson in Hollywood. What have you done for me lately?
That's the number one. Yeah.
And I'm climbing and growing and growing and climbing and growing. And I'm like, it went real quiet. And I was like, damn, just moved to LA.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I thought I was a shoe and I thought I was out of here for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You see this resume? I just did Burning Sand. I just did her summer block. I got a summer blockbuster. What? Who could what? Quiet.
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm like, oh. In that quiet. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, what did I do? Maybe I should have took that sanitation job.
It sounded real consistent right now.
Pete. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, man, but I know so much.
Yeah.
I know so many people.
Ding.
I can do P.A.T.H.S now.
Right.
Because I know what I'm talking about now. And I always refuse to speak about the things that I did not know what I was talking about, right?
As you should.
You know, it's a lot of these
I know.
people out here scamming and trapping, and I just can't get with it.
No, I know.
But
I've seen people doing acting classes, and you're like, how?
How?
I don't
I respect the craft too much.
Yeah, I don't.
To call myself now, but there are some amazing actors that are acting teachers.
100%.
But there are some not so great ones that are acting
Yeah.
teachers, and I just mind my business.
You know, and I think it comes with time and seniority too. 'Cause
Fact.
it's just there's certain things, even because I started so young, there's certain things that I always thought was second nature, and then as you go on and you work with certain people, you go, oh shit, I guess I just learned that on job training, but these are certain things you have to cultivate and, you know what I mean, actually shape. But then you'll see, you know, those same people who are like, get my class with her. You're like, wait a minute.
And
sir.
sometimes it's genuine. Sometimes it's a money grab.
Yeah. I mean, they're an actor. They need money.
Everybody
and stuff.
grinding,
Yeah,
right?
everybody's grinding.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there and I was like, okay, I know what I'm doing now. I know what I'm talking about now. I could start this nonprofit organization, which was a whole nother headache of a process to get a nonprofit off the ground. But we got it done. And it's so funny, once I started actually getting aligned and in my purpose, booking roles actually came again. And I'm like, wow, that's
Right.
crazy. And even to tie it all back together, how I was doing my thing with the nonprofit and acting and everything, and then the pandemic happens.
Yeah.
So now we can't go to schools anymore, and I can't teach, because that was the purpose behind P.A.T.H.S. It's a nonprofit organization dedicated to teaching inner city youth how to enter the entertainment industry, from not just in front of the camera, but behind the camera also. So I wouldn't just come in with actors. I'm coming in with producers, directors, writers, stuntmen, stuntwomen, anybody from in front and behind the camera. If they're credible and I know them and I can vouch for them and I know they know what they're doing, I'm bringing them in, and we were going into schools and we were teaching the youth, because it's like, from the environments I've come from, the options around you, drug dealer, gangster, scammer, pimp, whatever. I mean, there are, of course, the good options as well. Let me make that very clear.
Yeah,
you
but
just the flip of the coin, but you're engulfed in
yeah.
an environment where you're placed in a maze. And it's like, what you see, you want to be like the cool guy who's getting the money and all the ladies like him and he's well respected. And it's like, you figure out what he does and it's like, oh.
And you also don't have the exposure to the other version of the cool guy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, because, you know, it's tough.
So I was like, how cool is it that I could bring the people you watching on TV to your feet to teach you that you can do and become this and teach you exactly how at no cost to you.
That's amazing. It's funny that
Not only
this is also
really,
I'm from the South Side of Chicago, so same idea. My girl's been telling me I already have a clever name. We'll talk about it after but yeah, same exact idea. And she's been telling me, she's like, you should do this. Bro. And it's like, and my thing was, how? And now I have a resource. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm happy to help.
No, like,
I'm happy to help.
Because literally, it's
because
exactly
about,
what you're saying.
I'm one man. I can't. My whole thing with P.A.T.H.S, with everything was like, if I could get one to succeed, I'm not God.
Right.
If I could help one come from out of that to see it's possible, and I feel like I did, to see it's possible and actually do it and become successful at it, I did my job.
Well, the seeing is possible, bro. Be half the battle. Like,
yeah, you have to believe it.
Yeah, and to believe that it's different when someone like you who grew up where you grew up comes up and they're like, oh no, I'm doing this. And okay, so wait, so people, this happens. Right. It's not just a fairy tale, you know?
Course, like, and I'm teaching and
That's
I'm
amazing.
telling them, and I want to make this very clear, it's not an acting class. I'm not in there teaching kids how to act. I'm in there teaching kids how to become working actors. And I'll have a stuntman or a cinematographer in there, and they're teaching them how to become stuntmen or stunt women or cinematographers.
Right.
You want to write? Here's a writer. Like, let me teach you the path to that. What classes you should take. Your mindset, what's your steps, what are your resources, scams to avoid, all of these things, right? I'm doing all of these things prevalently, and I'm partnering with schools in different cities. We're doing all of these things, and then the pandemic happens.
Damn.
And it's like, how am I gonna do this? I could do it over Zoom, but that's just it's not quite the same. You gotta like unmute. What do you think? No, we're talking at the same time. Huh? Hello?
I just think
frozen. So I was like, okay, technology, this is where we are. How can we fix this? I said, and I did something I said I would never do. I started a podcast. I said I'll never do it.
That's hilarious.
Not because it isn't an amazing art form. I said because there's too many of them. There's a bajillion podcasts out there.
I felt the same.
I said I'll never do that. And then I was like, I guess I kind of got to do that now because I have to complete the mission.
Right.
And if I can't, and then I saw the benefit, because that's what, and even if you go look at the first 2 seasons of P.A.T.H.S, youtube.com/P.A.T.H.S for us.
Go smash that subscribe button, that like and subscribe button.
Appreciate it, right?
But do the same for me right now.
Yeah, surrounded by idiots.
Hey.
You heard? So I started doing it because I'm like, we have to get this message out here. Technology is available. And then this is beneficial because now any and every kid anywhere on the planet can see it now. Right. It's not just confined to, I'm in this school for this amount of time and these students would benefit from it. And I still do that. Now that the pandemic is lifted, if you scroll through my page, you'll still see me actively in the schools all over the country. So
that's awesome, man.
Thank you so much, man. Because it's important. They have to, excuse me. They have to see that it's possible. And my whole thing is, if they're looking in this direction and consistently looking at this direction and this is what they see, I'm just trying to go like this.
Right. You know that's over there too, right? Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to do it. You could still be a doctor, a lawyer, sanitation worker, a fireman, a police chief. I just don't want you being a drug dealer or a scammer or a gangster. It's so unnecessary.
There's no future in that.
It's so unnecessary. Yeah. But that's what's cool. That's what that's a lot of what our culture praises, right? And be clear, I'm not judging in any capacity. You have to do what you have to do to survive. As I said earlier in this show, I was doing certain things to get where I had to get as well, right? Yeah. But you realize one day you wake up like, yo, I don't have to do this. There are other options. You just got to work a little hard. I always tell people, if you could figure out all of that, you could wrap your mind around that. It's the same mental energy.
You're running a small business.
It's the same
you literally are running a small business. You just didn't do any paperwork. You don't have the LLC. The product is, a little illegal.
This is what you were taught.
And this is also, for some reason, way more accessible than all these other things. Isn't that crazy? What's the odds of that?
Now look at what you became in that field. Imagine if you placed all that energy in stocks or crypto or building a podcast or creating a web series or creating a short film. It's no mistake. What we touch turns to gold.
Right.
If you look at the web series that our culture puts out, I wouldn't say all of them become hits, but a lot of them do.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, let me provide a platform where we can educate the masses on, if you want to get into Hollywood, this is how it's possible. Right? And I'm not saying and I'm not saying I know everything, because I do not.
Yeah.
But I know a lot, and I'm going to bring credible people in the fields that they're in to come in and speak about how to become where they are. I've never trained to become a stunt person, so let me bring credible stunt coordinators and performers in and tell you how they got there. So it's like, well, they just gave you all the game. Do it.
Right.
Follow the yellow. Do what I did when I looked up Lance Gross.
That's, man. It's funny because even to bring it back to that, when she said that, I was like, damn, that's literally even everything I've ever done. I go, okay, this is the archetype. This is the end goal. You want to get somewhere around here. It doesn't have to be followed to the T, but I want to get somewhere around there. And now, how did they start? What did they do? Okay. And like you said, all of a sudden, the things that make sense for you start happening. And then your path goes onto its own thing, but you still have that thought process. This is the end goal. 100%. This is where I'm trying to.
100%.
Man.
That's how, and what's funny enough, that's how I approach everything in life now.
You reverse engineer it.
Everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, anything is possible.
Yeah.
What do I want to do today? Huh. Okay. So right now, even like building out my platform on YouTube, like, it's like, okay, this is how and then I'm growing and I'm learning and so forth and so on. And the beautiful thing about P.A.T.H.S is you get to have mentors that you never even meet, because they're telling you everything they did. That's all a mentor is, the guiding light for you.
Right.
They have all those episodes. A topic we strayed away from earlier was with the podcast. If you go look at the first 2 seasons of it,
all right,
I wasn't hosting it intentionally because I was like, I didn't want to have a podcast. I'll produce it.
Oh, so you was just straight on the back end.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
I created it. I produced it.
That's why it's in the beginning. It still says created by Christian Rock.
Because I created all of it, but I didn't jump in the seat until recently. Because I see where I want to take it now, and I'm like, all right, let's do it.
Nah, I feel it. See, that was the difference for me. I said the same thing. I was like, oh, no podcast. Well, first I remember when podcasts first came out. It was the little purple thing on the iTunes fucking thing, and I was like, this is stupid. Why would anyone do this? Joe Rogan's smart ass was like, we should do this.
Joe Rogan's smart ass.
That
Hey, Joe Rogan.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, man?
Jamie follows me.
Really?
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx?
No.
Oh, I didn't know.
Jamie from Joe Rogan. Look it up, Jamie. The guy who Googles all his stuff.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
no, I don't. I just watched a lot of his. I just got sunk into the Joe Rogan rabbit hole.
Bro,
there's some really cool ass stuff on there.
I saw that, once I got into the headspace post-pandemic, I saw that, and I was like, man, it's such a great outlet. And you learn. I was like, I know so many people. Kind of same premise. I was like, I know so many people, and I know people would love to hear their stories.
Right.
Like, you know how many people are going to, after Sinners comes out, look you up and be like, who's this nigga? Where he come from?
Right.
Man, how he end up doing this? I wanted to have, just like P.A.T.H.S, I wanted to have something where people could go and see, okay, yeah, maybe it's not fucking George Clooney, and maybe it's not. But these are people who look like you, generally speaking, and they're working. Right. They're doing shit. Right. This isn't crazy, and then it's being hosted by somebody who somehow I figured out how to do this shit for 20 some odd years. And then I enjoy it because it's a release too. I learn, and then I also get to I love talking shit, and that's me. So it's kind of like it was that thought process of like, okay, if no one's putting me on TV, well, then I'll just put myself on your TV. And I have the resources, thankfully, to do that.
Stop you. Thank God for the internet. Thank God for cell phones. There's nobody that can stop you from doing anything. Because guess what happens? If you blow up in any area that you decide to put your energy to, and God decides to say, open this door, let him go crazy, watch how many offers come in from that.
Oh, I already know. And that was my other thought process. I'm like, I'll give you a prime example. It's this game nowadays. Can you check that camera? Just make sure it's still. Oh, right. Just make sure it's still recording. Okay. Okay. All good. Yeah. I always have to make sure because iPhones just.
Yeah, they do what they want.
Yeah. Exactly.
Light skinned women.
Light skinned women, listen. That's not me.
I love y'all too. You know what I'm saying?
you
I don't want no smoke with y'all. Big Teddy Poppy in the streets.
Doing dance Poppy in the streets. But like, where was I going?
iPhone do what they want. No, we creating platforms.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
creating
yes.
platforms, and then also I liked it because I was like, man, I can. Damn it, fuck, what was it? I can't remember. Oh yeah, I like to talk shit, and then it gave me an outlet to stretch a comedy muscle, which
Fair.
I fucking love.
That's fair.
And then B, I kind of what the Joe Rogan experience showed me, and a lot of shows that kind of even like I'm popular right now, but like even Andrew Schultz show. There's a lot of hey guy, there's a lot of
LA, y'all loud.
loud as hell. There's a lot of people though who a lot of these podcasts they're so like question and answery, and it's very hard. I learned through. Like I said, when I would do sessions or whenever I talk to people, it's like, oh, I like to talk. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy learning new things. I enjoy telling people random facts I know. I'm like, well, what better outlet for that? And the influencer game. That's where I was trying to go. Mm-hmm. So I was like, if I have a resume over here, right? And, we see what, like you said, it can still get quiet. But then I see people who are just influencers who have good numbers and they're in demand. You know what I mean? Like, I always make the joke. DC Youngfly done beat me out on so many roles, and he probably didn't audition. So I looked at it and I'm like, okay, right. If I can get relevancy over here on the internet, I'm not worried about them asking me to go play pretend over there. That's gonna happen. I already have the credentials to do that.
Right.
But I literally just dealt with this this Monday. So I'm in the new Mufasa movie.
I saw that. Yeah. Congratulations. Give it up for Monday.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
That's incredible, bro.
Working on that shit since 2020, bro.
The residual text gonna be
bro. I'm so excited for that.
Congratulations, brother.
Thank you, bro. But I'll give you an example. In the movie, name in the credits, I made it. I don't get a +1, and I don't walk the carpet. Now, I ran into influencer niggas I knew. They was there with their friend, and they walked the carpet. So I say these things just to say, exactly, you must win it. And it was hilarious because this one girl I know who's an actor, she's an actress. She literally told me, she was like, it's so funny. I was talking to my friend about this the other day. And she's like, sometimes it just pays to come to certain events just as an influencer because they'll give them more carte blanche than actors. And it's like, wow. So once again, I had my maybe week of being like, wow.
They ain't give you a +1.
Oh no. Crazy. I know. But this is the game. This is what I say. I look at all these things. What did you say? After that second audition, you went, okay, so this is how I'm always 28 years in, you're always still seeing the landscape. Right. I'm never surprised. See the landscape. And I don't expect anything. Right. And I'm going to go, that's my whole game of clawing and getting everything I got to get and doing what I got to do. So, it's made me a lot less stagnant doing it for so long. And it keeps that drive there because you go, hey, I'm proud of myself. I did this. Okay, well, next time we got to be walking the carpet. I got to be
But that's a testament to who you are because for some people that would break them. Like you said, keep that drive. The polar opposite of that is someone saying, this ain't for me, I'm out.
Right.
So salute to you for fighting.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I mean, it's also, what else am I going to do?
Whatever you want.
Facts.
You could go get a job tomorrow.
Facts.
If you felt like it.
Facts. That's true. I might not be qualified. I don't have a college degree. But but still, this is
America.
Okay, this is the land of opportunity. If you can't get a job here, I don't know what to tell you.
Figure it out, man.
There's a lot of people coming here getting jobs. You're right. I can figure out a fucking job.
If you felt like, only if you wanted to, but I think you're where you're supposed to.
Yeah, and I like like you said, I like building my own things. Yeah. control. I think
Yes, there you go.
That's what it was.
That's where I was going.
Doing this so long has shown me, like, you know how many times I've had to read a script for the network and then the studio, and then I sit there and I look at all these people in the front row and I go, how the fuck did you get there? How did you become and not shitting on anyone, just how did you become the authority on this is good? Because I'm telling you, page 8 and 12 are not. But someone trusts you, and you get all
Writer of page 8 and 12. Oh, what no smoke.
I don't care what script it is. If you wrote 8 or 12, I don't want it. But I be sitting there, I'm like, how? How do and just once again, it's looking over the years and going, man, or you seeing. I've seen what it's like, you know, to be higher up in the call sheet, and I've seen what it's like, you know, we look at the nigga who's number one, pull up, you go, man, one of these days, that's going to be me, right? But then as you do it longer, you start going, number one on the call sheet, cute. Jerry Bruckheimer, yes. Yes, I want that. Dick Wolf, yes.
Because
Pause.
what? No, yeah, I mean, because what begins to happen? It clicked in my mind. Clearly, it clicked for you too. Is like I have a problem with people telling me when I'm able to eat.
That's what I always say.
And I'm like, but I didn't. I'm playing the game. I'm like, oh, because I thought it went a certain way, and then you keep playing the game, and it's like, hold up,
Yeah.
Hold up, right? And it's like
older. Yeah.
No, because what you realize, talent doesn't equate to work. Hard work doesn't equate to work. Skill doesn't equate to work.
No.
Your time is your time is your time is your time is your time.
And it's a bottom line.
It's a bottom. You
It's
got to
a
make
business.
money. So it's a bit no for real. So it's like even with the influencer thing, I overstand. Honestly, I overstand because it's like we need to invite the people with 20 million followers so that they post it on the carpet and they're selfieing and videoing so that their followers want to watch the project so we make more money. It's a business decision. It makes all the sense in the world.
And that's why I don't get mad.
You can't.
Don't get mad.
Because then it's like, okay, I need to be the person making the decisions. And it's like no one ever tapped me on my shoulder and said, you can't be the person that makes the decisions. Nope. Never, not once. Those people are in those positions because of access, belief, the path they chose. A lot of them just chose to go behind the table and we chose to go in front of the table. Yeah. That's all. So it's like
in front of the table is also a little bit
I'm gonna just keep going.
A little bit more accessible.
I mean, but no, not necessarily because you could go. Hell yeah, no. Look, you could go on Indeed.com right now and look up jobs in Hollywood and go get a job at all of these studios and all of these networks. You could go be an intern at these companies and work your way up. But you see what I'm saying? And then that's even more ABC. You could be an assistant today and a VP in 2 years. This is just reality, right? And it's like we chose to bet on ourselves as creators because it's what we were called to do, what our heart pulls us toward. And then you have a decision to make, like, do you decide to, because I thought of course, like I'm a businessman first. Of course.
I can tell. I can definitely tell. You that nigga's like, this don't make no sense.
First.
Right.
Gotta cross my T's and dot my I's or I can't sleep well.
Hell yeah.
Limo tint the V12. Double check the detail. Right?
Yeah.
No, so I started like, I could go get a job at a corporation or one of these networks or one of these studios, but it's like my heart, God didn't tell me to do that. I'm not compelled to do that. Right. That's not something I want to do. I don't even want to have a boss. I want to do what I want to do. Right. And I see, okay, what's a middle ground for that is me still feeding my creativity and the things that I love doing. And then it's like I can create my whole own thing. And that's what you're seeing, the genesis of it with P.A.T.H.S.
Right.
Because it's going to grow into something amazing.
Bro,
right?
I believe you because people only see in the beginning was surrounded by idiots.
Man, I believe you.
There's going to be a whole network.
I believe you.
It's just the
right.
It's the steps.
It's the step. We got to build this. Let's build it. We just building. We're just building. Right. So in my mind, I'm like, let's just keep building, because then once you have that, that's IP.
Yep.
Right. That's digital real estate. That is. You're coming, like you said, you're coming with numbers. You're coming with subscribers. Those deals look different if I have my own It's like the deal needs to be this because look at the numbers I have this is the entire audience I'm bringing. These are the eyeballs I'm bringing. Yep. If something is free, you're the product.
Yes.
YouTube is free. My eyeballs is what I'm selling when I'm going in.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm like,
and you got to pay me a certain amount because you know what? My biggest goal has always been to get that call one of these days for something that right now I would jump at and be able to just go, honestly, the way, like, you're going to have me there for how long? A week?
make it make sense for me.
I can't. Now, if you can get to this number, we can do it,
Right.
but like, I can't.
I think that's the part where it's like, I'm going to be honest, like, I'll still do stuff for free today.
You love it.
If I love it,
Yeah.
if my heart pulls to it.
Or if it's a friend or somebody.
a friend in a heartbeat.
Yeah, like you're making a movie. I don't give a fuck I'm there. You know what I mean? My boy
Right.
Denzel Whitaker, he's making a movie.
Right.
I'm there. Like
Easy.
people I come up with,
Right.
I am there. No question.
Everybody.
I
yeah.
also know you niggas have done your due diligence and done your work, and you've been in the game long enough that I know we ain't doing no bullshit. That's another
because
reason.
you got to protect your name too.
Like you said in the beginning.
You have to protect your
got
name.
to.
So it's like with the mindset, and I think it's beautiful at this stage of our careers in technology and what it has empowered us all to do, because we have the capability to literally carve out whatever story we want to tell. You're in here y'all don't see his setup, but his setup, I'm so impressed by it. And this young black man did it all himself.
Thank you.
You have to salute that, because it's like, you did this with what you have. Now imagine what you're gonna have with what you get. And then imagine what that's going to look like. And then 5 years down the line, what that's going to look like. And you add another 5 years, what that's going to look like.
Yeah.
And that's what that frequency that we're on right now is going to be an amazing shift in the entertainment landscape. And it's like, salute to everyone. But it's like, when you start really looking into the eyes of the people and the minds of the people, and it's like, I'm doper than y'all.
Oh, bro, listen. And I sit here and I break down the numbers. I'll be on Warner Brothers lot and I'll just look around and I'll be like, I mean, this is nothing but what? So some niggas built some warehouses and they do. Like, you start looking at it as a real business. Now, it seems larger than life if you don't think that way. But when I look at it, I even sometimes, and my friends get so tired of me, but I'll go like, look at the UFC and I'll go, do you know how incredible this is? They put on a spectacle every Saturday. Don't miss. Abu Dhabi, New York City, fucking Texas, Vegas, and they put on a spectacle.
Right.
The Sphere every week. They have the replays. They have do you know how many people, how many logistics, and boy, what a business. NBA. Oh, the second after something happens, the shit's popping up on your phone so you can share with your. Do you know the infrastructure of that? That's the sexiest. That's what I dream of.
But what you just said about the NBA, right? And how they've had to consistently evolve with the times.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram wasn't around in the 1990s.
Right.
When Jordan was out there killing everybody, right? Like, they had to consistently evolve. And it's like, who's to say we don't have to?
Nope.
I can't sit in the house and wait for an audition to come all day. I have to go create, because I just have to. It's just who I am.
Well, and also, this is the difference. Back in the day, I remember people used to always say, you could say that I could never have heard any of your music, and you could say that you're a musician.
Fact.
Right? If you've never been anything, you can't say you're an actor.
Fact.
But now we have the opportunity what's your fucking excuse for not being in anything? You can be in something.
No, sir, you could turn your phone on and put it on your page, and you might not be regarded as a professional actor. Right? Because you're not in a union, or you don't have Screen Actors Guild credits on approved projects and credentials and your IMDb and all of this, etc. And there is a certain echelon, certain
it's the barrier to entry.
Right. And you have and it should be challenging.
100%.
Shouldn't be easy.
No.
Right? It's not easy to become the CEO of a Fortune 500 company.
No.
But you have to go through steps. So when you get there though, and then but it's like, if you look at the social media influencers that have made themselves millionaires from their phone.
Yeah, the thing you scroll when you're on the toilet.
In their mind.
Yep.
And that's it. You have to salute that. You have to respect that.
100%.
And it's like, huh.
And they can sell more merch than somebody who's on TV every week.
Brands pay them to sell their merch. It's a It's a very interesting time we're in,
Yeah.
and I'm in love with learning about all of it because I'm just watching everything right now.
Yeah.
And I'm taking all the information
Absorbing.
in. Oh man!
I
But
know.
when I decide to pull the trigger on whatever direction I decide to pull the trigger on, y'all gonna be like, how the
Yeah. I won't. I'll be like, yep. Yep.
Right
This
now, I'm
nigga-
just sitting
I
back.
thought-
I was like, oh, we got Twitch, we got TikTok, we got YouTube, we got Instagram.
We'll see how long we got TikTok.
I ain't
I
getting rid of that.
I don't think they're gonna get rid of it, but
They're going to
it's-
make adjustments. They're going to figure something out. But there's too much money there.
yeah, but it's only going to China, and that's the issue. So they got to figure out how to give some of that money to America, and then they'll be like, great.
But China's not going to want to give up that money.
No, they don't. That's why they're like,
they're fighting. That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's just a matter of figuring it out.
who wants to give up anybody? Like, come on.
They're going to figure it out. But
Oh.
I'm just saying, like, even with that, like, we're in a, it's an analogy when I'm having these types of conversations all the time. I said, everything in life is the power of the tongue. It's a conversation.
Yeah.
In the beginning, God said, let there be, right? And it was, right? Same people for this building we're in. Contractors had a conversation with the city and said, let there be a building.
Right.
This mic, the people that built it said, let there be this plastic right here and this right here. This hat, let there be threads. It's all a conversation and a decision and learning and figuring it out. And then it comes
someone
to be
follows
something.
through. Yeah, and the following through be the part.
That's the part. No, that's the actual work.
That's the work.
It's the work.
Because you're going, it's not good. Oh my God, there's a new show you got to watch called Landman.
My boy is on there.
What? Oh,
Mustafa.
who played Boss? Is he black guy?
I didn't watch it yet.
Okay,
No.
is he
Sorry,
black dude?
my nigga. I ain't
No,
watched it.
is it black guy though?
Yep.
Okay, I think he plays a character named Boss.
Okay.
Listen, bro.
It's good.
Billy Bob Thornton, incredible. But he says
It's on
something.
Paramount.
Paramount, yep.
Hey, Paramount.
Hey, Taylor, and
How
hey,
y'all doing?
Are you ready? This is what we really need to say what's up to. Taylor Sheridan.
What's up,
How
Taylor?
you doing, brother? Yellowstone and Landman. You making some quality content.
Lioness is my joint
That's
right
what
now.
I've heard.
I can't stop watching Lioness. It is incredible.
Listen, if you got some cowboy boots and a cowboy hat, my ass will be out there.
I actually read for mayor of Kingstown. Taylor, go ahead, spin the block on me. Let's
I
figure it out.
read for that one too.
Figure it out, Taylor.
Yeah, I read for you read for the
I
driver.
don't remember. No, this was years ago.
Wait, Mayor's of Kingstown. I'm thinking of Tulsa King.
I did not read for Tulsa King.
Yeah, I read for Tulsa
I have never read for Tulsa King.
Yeah, but Billy Bob Thornton in that show, he says, the girl like calls her brother a loser, and he's like, yeah, but he's a dreamer, and if you're gonna be a dreamer, you're gonna be a loser first.
Ooh.
And then it's up to you to decide where you go after that.
Ooh.
And I was like, ooh.
That's a bar.
Bars.
That's a bar.
And it was so true because, like I said, the follow through is where, the first follow through of like, it's hard enough sometimes being like, I'm gonna make a t-shirt. All right, now let me go call the people. Okay, now let me invest some of my money. Then what happens when the t-shirt doesn't come out the way you want it? Now, do you quit? I already sunk $400, $500. Or do you go, okay, well, let me find a new manufacturer. Let me find which guy are you? Which woman are you? Which person are you?
You have to figure it out.
Have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Or you don't. Or you go
Say-
somewhere where people have already figured it out and they tell you, hey, this is what you do here. And then you sit in this, and this is what you do. And that's fine if that makes you happy.
Right. Mentorship is very important.
But that don't make me happy. But before we get out of here, I wanted to ask.
Ask
I'm
anything.
sure you can't talk.
I'm in no rush, bro.
Sure you can't talk too much
Hell
about
no,
the
I'm
movie
not
yet.
answering nothing about sinners.
No, of course. I knew that. I already knew.
Immediately, no. No.
No, it was more of I wanted to ask because I'm gonna have you on after that shit come out too.
Pull up. I'll
for
pull
sure.
right back up. And then I could talk about it.
Yeah, of course. I wanted to talk broader idea.
Let's speak.
Working with Ryan Coogler,
Yes.
what was something you took away from working with that brother?
First of all, let me give hats off, respect, salutes to the one and only Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler was an amazing director to work with. And he showed his character as a man and as a human being every day on set beyond his artistic vision. And I'll give you an example. There's a scene where I'm lying on the floor. And after every take, he would get up from behind Video Village and come run over and help me up. He's like, hey, you all right, bro? You all right?
Wow.
Hey, come on, help me help him up. You all right? You got another one in you?
Wow.
And I'm like, absolutely. Director's not doing that.
Bro, I was just about to say, there's
They'll
niggas
sit wiggling their toes, sipping their coffee behind Video Village, and they'll send a PA or be like, he could get up by himself. He got up every single take and came to help me up.
and that is why he is where he is.
I will, like, he is and he was a real one. He let me kick it at Video Village and watch him
do his thing.
Oh man, I was so appreciative of that. That's because incredible. I got to. At first, I was just kind of popped up, like just to see what's going on.
Yeah, I already know. Look, I ain't trying to be in the way.
I just want to observe. I'm trying to learn from greatness so I can be great too.
Hell yeah.
And he's great, right?
Fuck
and
yeah.
shout out to the bro Gerard McMurray as well. I love you forever.
Oh yeah,
right. So
legend.
It's just a.
I remember reading for him for Bernie said that he's
right?
legend.
So
legend,
I'm just saying, man, you have amazing people that do amazing things, and iron sharpens. And if you ever get the privilege to sit back and observe and watch greatness being performed, take notes, sit back, learn as much as you possibly could. Nothing but love for Ryan Coogler. You'll never catch me saying anything wrong about him.
No,
nothing but love and respect for him. He is a gem to this planet.
Wow, that's amazing. And I expected that. No, because everybody who I've ever known who's come, cross paths with him or anything, always have nothing but great things to say. But
100%.
I wanted to just, being, like you said, being in a working experience.
And his eye is like,
yeah,
he's incredible.
That's dope, man.
Love Ryan Coogler.
Well, what you got next? What you excited for?
I have
Sinners
my very
March.
first Sinners March 7th. I have my very first voiceover role on the new Batman.
Let's fucking go.
Coming to Spotify that I'm extremely excited about.
Cool.
First ever. I'm very excited about that. I have new episodes of P.A.T.H.S coming and a whole new scheme and approach to that I'm extremely excited about.
Yes, sir.
For P.A.T.H.S for Us. That's youtube.com/P.A.T.H.S for Us. Again, make sure y'all subscribe to Surrounded by Idiots as well.
Smash and like that subscribe button.
And then we'll see what God has after that, my brother.
It's awesome, man. Yeah, man. It's awesome. Man, listen, bro, thank you for coming through.
Happy to.
This was fun as hell. This is great to actually, we've never done this.
We've been in a lot of the same spaces. It's always respect, salute.
Mm-hmm. Always a dap up and
So I appreciate the invite.
Hell yeah.
And I definitely want you on P.A.T.H.S too.
Well done.
And we could hear the story, man. I want to hear from the beginning.
And we got to kick it more too.
I feel like, bro, hell yeah, I'm here. We could just go.
Our kicking it though can still be work a lot.
We could kick it.
Let
anytime.
our brains
you can pull up to the crib.
Easy.
I'll pull back up here. We vibe out, man, and we make it a thing. We locked in. I see no reason not to.
Easy, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Call.
And we out, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.